What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Mud Jug 1 channel. I am your host. Well, hope everybody had a great Halloween. I do want to give a shout out to everybody on the East Coast that was affected by the Hurricane Sandy. Man, I didn't realize that was going to be as bad as it was, and I turned on the TV the other night and I was like, whoa, man, they really got hammered. So shout out goes to everybody on the East Coast that has been affected by that. You know, that's just a warning that when things happen like that, you got to be prepared. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm a little bit of a prepper, I will say. I'm just a firm believer in if you got guns and you got ammo and you got some water and some of the essentials, you're going to be way better off. So in case something happens and you can't get out of here, you know, you got to be prepared, guys. Anyway, today we're gonna do some dip made from trees. That's right, I picked up some redwood, and I don't know if everybody knows or not, but there is such a tree called a redwood tree. They have a lot of them in Oregon and Northern California, I believe, and in Washington. I'm sure they're everywhere, but I'm sure some know-it-all is going to tell me, oh, they don't have them there, we got them here. But anyway, so brand new can of redwood. I picked this up from the northerner.com. I have mentioned that is a website to get dip from. I actually got some Southern Blend. A buddy of mine sent me some Southern Blend the other day. Finally, it's still not available in California. That's why California sucks. Although it could be worse. Could live in Canada where they pay $20 a can. Anyway, the Northerner does not sell Southern Blend, by the way, yet. I don't know of a website that does. So everybody asked me on Twitter, hey man, they selling that in California yet? No, they're not. I haven't seen redwood here either. But anyway, this is fine cut, moist snuff. So, you know, you guys know I'm into natural dips. So I'm hoping, never had this, I'm hoping that it is going to be decent. So let's pack us a hog leg, a ham hock, a hog ski, a hogger of redwood dipski. Now it's got a plastic can that's pretty cheap, and this is made by Swisher, believe it or not, and it's be fine cut. This is not as fine cut as say Copenhagen Snuff, but we'll put a little digger in there. So we'll let that ferment a little bit. Pinch is good for fine cut. Yeah, we'll let her juice up a little. Mud Jug of the day. Well, let's see, Marpat. Let's do with the Marpat. Shout out to the Marine Corps. This is the Marpat camo. I don't know if you can see it that well. Why is the Marpat the Mud Jug of the day? Well, I posted pictures of our Marpat camouflage on Facebook, and I've had all these know-it-alls. Oh, that's not what Marpat looks like. Well, our picture never did it justice on our website, so I took new photos. The photo looked like a lime green. It just did not look right. So I took new photos of the Marpat on our website. It's way more indicative of the way that they look. This is actually very, very close to the real Marpat that the Marine Corps uses. There is no decent desert Marpat film out there as of right now, guys. So don't even bother asking for that, because I've had a lot of people ask for the desert Marine Corps Marpat type camouflage. So my last video, guys, yes, I did a video. This is the third week in a row that I've done a video every week. So Anyway, we are running a contest for a free mud jug. So if you haven't seen that, watch my last video. Not the Sergeant Spitter video, but the video after that, I believe. And in there you can see how you can win a free mud jug. We're going to be doing that every other week or so in unison with Jim over at K2 Concepts. I got something special today to show you boys. Oh my good Lord. I picked up a knife, and a decent knife, decent size-wise and flat with not a lot of you know, nooks and crannies in it. What I did is I had Jim put the Jim over at K2. He dipped it for me in Confederate camo. We call it cracker camo around here. And turned out pretty nice. And this is actually a decent knife. I mean, it was like 65 bucks. I got it for $20 at Big Five. And don't even ask me what it is. Well, let's see, what is it? It is a CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. I'm assuming they're made in the U.S. No, product of China. Well, so much for that. Everything's made in China, damn it. Anyway, decent knife. Hey, 20 bucks. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I figured you guys would get a good kick out of that. A lot of cracker camo fans out there. And, so anyway, go to Jim's YouTube channel, by the way, K2 Concepts. Give him a, you know, thumbs up on his video or videos. Subscribe to him. He does a lot of crazy stuff on there, guys. A lot of people find his videos pretty interesting. How the hydro dipping works, you know, dipping guns and all that good stuff. So anyway, check him out. So now that I had this Redwood in the lip, it's not bad. It definitely has a natural taste to it. It almost tastes a little bit like Copenhagen Natty. And it has a little bit of a, like a bitter, woodsy kind of taste. It actually, the name is somewhat fitting. It almost tastes like fucking tree bark, to be honest with you. But not too bad. I mean, I don't know if anybody can get this anywhere around the country. Ordering online is just not the way to go, because you get hosed, take it up to frickin' shitter for shipping. But I think that if that's cheap where you live, it's better than Shithorn. Definitely. I would probably give that a 6.5 out of 10. And for a fine cut, it's not that fine, so it seems to be staying in my lip pretty good too. Putting it in the front today, guys, because my corners and sides are just racked. I wanted to mention one thing. Speaking of Jim over at K2, he's the guy that decorates a lot of our mud jugs. One of the mud jugs being the Cracker Camo mud jug, Confederate Camo. And I wanted to point out that we've had some people ask about, you know, one side of my mud jug looks great, and then the other side, you know, it looks like the film's faded. Well, guys, I've said this before. Spit and dip out. I've said this before. All of our mud jugs, the film stretches. Because of the shape of our product, there's no way you can avoid stretching. What happens is it's good to the center, and then it has to go in from that center line in, and then it's got to go back out because of the lips part of it. So you're going to get a little bit of color difference on the pattern on one side, because we have to dip them at a little bit of an angle. So I just wanted to say that, mention that in the video, because I've had some people ask about that. Not really complaints, but just ask, hey, you know, why is that? And there's so much going on this pattern that it's more obvious on this pattern rather than say on a Marpat. But this is stretched a little bit too on this side here. So some patterns are worse than others, guys. Different film companies, different quality, different inks. I mean, this is a crazy, that whole water transfer printing, hydro dipping industry, that's just a whole nother world. And to an average Joe, even like myself, who doesn't know a whole lot about it, it's complicated. I'm wearing my Redneck Nation shirt today. I love this red color, man. This red, I like these shirts. This one fits perfect. If you guys want a Redneck Nation shirt, they also sell Super Cracker shirts and Big Buck and all those. And if you want a discount, go over to Redneck Nation, their website, and use the coupon code MUDJUG, and you'll get 20% off over there. Bobby's kind enough to hook everybody up with a discount, so everybody wants a discount. So check them out, guys. If you would go to the Confederate Camo fan page on Facebook and also on Twitter. I've created a Twitter account for Confederate Camo and a Facebook account for Confederate Camo. It's not Mudjug 1. It's Mudjug Portable Spittoons. I created an Instagram account now too. So if you guys have an Instagram account, hit me up. I did Mudjug 1. Some donkey stole it already, and somebody took Mudjug too. So hey, snooze you lose, right? It is now time for the dumb question of the week. That's right, boys and girls. We got one dumb question of the week, and trust me, I could give you 10 every damn video, but I'll keep it to just one today. Dumb question of the week is, can you make a 4-foot tall mud jug? 4 foot tall. Well, wouldn't that be like the same as a 55 or 45 gallon drum barrel? I mean, a 4 foot tall? Come on. Really? Look, I've even had people say, hey, you know, why don't you make the mud jug a bigger one so you can set it in the middle of the room like the old school spittoons? Well, then it wouldn't be portable, really, number one. Second thing is a mold, to get a mold made to make a plastic item this size would cost probably $75,000. Not to mention, you got to have somebody who's got a plastic press machine that mold can actually fit in. And then you're going to have to pay for shipping up the ass. So there's no way that making even a mud jug of this size, say a bowling ball or so, basketball size, there's no way in hell we're going to make a 4 foot tall mud jug. You kidding me? That's almost impossible to do. Right? Like, I don't know, man. People just think that we're just shitting and pissing out money all day long. We can just throw it away. That just ain't the case, guys. So anyway, that concludes the dumb question of the week. All you rednecks living out in Kentucky, newsflash. We got another store that just ordered mud jugs. They should have got them in today. They are in Central City, Kentucky, and they are called Central City Tobacco and Beer. So I wanted to give them a shout out. They do sell mud jugs. They just have the basic colors for right now, but hopefully in the future they'll have some other ones. So if you live in that area and you don't want to pay shipping, or you don't have a credit card and you don't want to get a prepaid credit card like I've said 100 times you can do, you can go down to Central City Tobacco and Beer and get you a mud jug. Another thing, guys, you can follow me on Twitter. Not the Confederate Camo, obviously you can follow that one too, but the Mudjug 1, that's my Twitter handle. I'm at 5,200 followers or something, so I'm getting up there. What I'm going to do is, if you're not on Twitter, you know, you might want to get a Twitter account, because I'm actually going to, I'll probably post it tonight on Twitter, that I'm going to give away 5 free mud jugs, random mud jugs to random people once I hit 6,000 followers. So if you have Twitter, once I blast that out, we gotta get that going. You guys want free mud jugs, but you gotta earn them a little bit. So follow me on Twitter, Mudjug1. Now it's time for clip of the week, boys and girls. Now my dad sent me this clip a while ago, but it is so funny. It's about, what is it, 45 seconds long, but this clip is hilarious. So I saved it, and again, clip of the week, gonna just be random stuff, funny stuff, weird stuff, what have you. So here is the clip of the week.
Lake Arrowhead, home of the world's cleanest water, and Arrowhead beer. Hello, I'm Stephen Lentz, president of the Arrowhead Brewing Company, and I believe that the purity of our ingredients is paramount. We travel the world over to find the freshest natural spring water so that we can bring you, our consumer, the cleanest, highest quality beer possible. After all, beer consists of 98% water. Arrowhead Beer. Quality you can trust. Hey, what the f*** are you doing?
What the f*** does it look like I'm doing?
Jesus Christ! Don't piss in the f*** water!
Where the hell do you want me to piss? In the boat?
Arrowhead Beer. Real beer for real men.
So it's time for Soldiers of the Week, guys. And somebody said to me, you know, I think he was a guy in the Air Force, I believe. Maybe it was Navy, I forgot. He mentioned, hey, you know, not to, you know, talk smack, but sometimes, you know, some certain branches of the military don't consider themselves soldiers. Some consider themselves sailors, etc. So maybe you should change it to Troops of the Week. Well, so if I'm doing shout-outs to, as far as Soldiers of the Week, you know, and you don't consider yourself a soldier, I apologize, you know, in advance. You know, what am I going to say? Soldiers, troops, sailors, you know, of the week, I suppose. Nonetheless, Soldiers of the Week it is. First Soldier of the Week is Corporal Scott Wary from the U.S. Marine Corps. Next is Paul White. He is an aviation structural mechanic in the Navy. 3rd class, Paul White, by the way, in the Navy, and he's in Japan. Next is Lance Corporal Alex Duval. He's in the U.S. Marine Corps. Also, Lance Corporal Zach Kelly, U.S. Marine Corps. P.J. Levante, Army, and he's in Iraq right now. Michael Hofner, D Company 3rd Platoon Outlaws out of Fort Knox. Let's see, PFC Zach Metzger out of the Army. Master Sergeant Crystal Malave, I believe. Sorry guys, I got to start writing these down better so I can read my own writing. Master Sergeant Crystal Malave from the U.S. Air Force. Man, Master Sergeant, that's awesome. Let's see. Thomas Connors, Battle of the Bulge, 75th Infantry Division. Thomas Connors Jr., Lieutenant Colonel from the U.S. Marine Corps, and he fought in Desert Storm. And Thomas Connors Jr. the second, Junior that is, he is a helicopter pilot in the Army. Sounds like that family. Hardcore military. Alright, let's see. Joseph I want to say Pichet. Sorry, man, if I butchered that. But he's actually not in the military. He's a firefighter, and he sent me a message, and I wanted to give him a shout-out because he was telling me that he's a firefighter in Long Island, New York. He was telling me that one night he was out, you know, after Hurricane Sandy went through there, and he was out and he saved like 25 people. So, you know, our first responders, you know, our EMTs and our firefighters and our police officers are out there. They're doing it as well. They're putting their lives on the line too, guys. So, you know, they do deserve a shout out from time to time. Unfortunately, I just can't sit here and shout everybody and their brother out because I'd have a whole video of shout outs. But anyway, last shout out, last Soldier of the Week is Dylan Fitzwater from the U.S. Marine Corps. And he is on an infantry mortar team, blowing shit up. So that's the end of the Soldiers of the Week. All the Georgia Boys fans out there, just a little heads up. We do sell both Georgia Boys albums on our website. So if you want to pick up a CD when you're picking up a Mud Jug, those are on our website. $8.95. Can't beat that, guys. Anyway, just a big shout out goes out to Georgia Boys. They are big supporters of Mud Jug, obviously. If you haven't heard the Mud Jug song, the Mud Jug Dip in My Lip song, you know, check it out. That's about it for me, guys and gals. Remember, if you ain't spitting black, get your panties out of your crack.